My name is Andrew Bennett, and I am the English Language Proficiency Coordinator for the state of Idaho. This presentation outlines important English language proficiency assessment information and reminders that coordinators need to be cognizant of to ensure a successful 2020-2021 Access Test Administration. The following topics will be covered in this presentation. First, we will review the English Language Proficiency Assessment 2020-2021 important dates. Second, we will review the WIDA 2020-2021 webinar dates and where to find the webinar links. Third, we will outline the new English Language Support Services identification procedure that is used during extended school closures. And next, we will outline English Learner Coordinator action items. And finally, I will review some best practices and helpful tips that will be useful throughout the school year as you prepare to administer the Access Test. Let's start by reviewing the 2020-2021 important test dates. The 2020-2021 Access test dates are posted to the ELPA webpage. Some of the more critical dates to mark your calendar with are the WIDA AMS pre-ID upload date of November 16th, 2020. The Idaho State Department of Education uses EL information in the English Learner Management System to order student pre-ID labels and to calculate initial material orders for districts. It is critical to review and/or modify the information found in ELMS prior to this date to ensure your district receives the correct test materials in the spring. Districts will receive testing materials between January 14th, 2020 and January 18th, 2020, so be on the lookout for those. The Access test window opens on January 25th, 2021 and ends on March 5th, 2021. During this window, all ELs in Idaho are required to complete all 4 domains of the test. The final deadline to ship testing materials back to the Data Recognition Corporation is on May 12th, 2021, 1 week after the Access test window closes. The 2020-2021 WIDA webinar series dates and topics are posted under the Trainings tab on the ELPA webpage. The webinar topics include WIDA Screener, Access, Alternate Access, Technology Setup, Score Reports, and Managing Students before, during, and after testing. It is encouraged that district test coordinators and test administrators watch the webinars that can assist them in their roles at the school or district. You can quickly add the dates and webinar links to your calendar by selecting the webinar title and selecting the icon of what calendar software you are currently using. Please note all times are listed as Mountain Time. This section will cover the pre-identification procedure that districts and schools must adhere to during times of extended school closures. The procedure for pre-identifying provisional English learners for English Language Support Services is outlined in the English Language Support Services Identification Procedure for use during extended school closures guidance document. This document is currently posted on the ELPA webpage under the Files tab. This procedure should only be used when provisional English learners cannot physically be on site to complete the kindergarten WAPT or WIDA screener. The procedure utilizes the newly released WIDA remote screener as a tool to collect evidence so districts can arrive at a determination to provide or not to provide English language support services to the student prior to the completion of a formal WIDA screener. Subsequently, after the school reopens, provisional ELs must take a formal screener, either the WIDA screener or kindergarten WAPT, to verify eligibility for program services. Please remember, districts only have 30 days to identify a newly enrolled student to Idaho for English Language Support Services, regardless of whether a student is providing instruction on-site or remotely. The next section will cover EL coordinator actions, which will help districts successfully complete the Access testing cycle. First, district test coordinators should confirm the technology components necessary for the administration of both the WIDA screener online and Access are current and ready to use. District technology coordinators should log into WIDA AMS and confirm that the district's testing devices, central office service configuration, and service devices are configured properly and have been tested to ensure proper functioning during a test administration. All technology manuals and downloads can be found under the General Information tab in WIDA AMS. To download the software from WIDA AMS, technology coordinators must have a user account created for them in the WIDA AMS portal. At the beginning of the year, coordinators are encouraged to access various score reports, including the individual student reports and school and district frequency reports. These score reports can give teachers and administrators insight into specific language domains that students need to work on the most. It is also encouraged to share these reports with students, teachers, administrators, and professional learning communities. Once these reports are shared and discussed, goals can be created and instructional strategies can be explored to answer each student's knowledge gap. District test coordinators, school test coordinators, and test administrators should become familiar with the types of administrative considerations and accommodations available on the Access test for students with a documented need. Well before the Access test window opens, district test coordinators should collaborate to create an assessment plan which outlines the type of support and/or accommodations necessary for a student to participate meaningfully in English language proficiency assessment. Remember that students should only be assigned supports and/or accommodations that they use on a regular basis during regular classroom instruction. Found on the WIDA AMS logon page is a link that students and teachers can use to demo the Access test. There is also a link that allows students to take a practice test, which not only allows the students to become familiar with the test layout, but also the type of universal tools available. District test coordinators must review and verify that students are assigned the correct Access form, also known as the correct mode of administration, before the pre-ID file is uploaded by the State Department of Education. Coordinators can review the Access pre-ID file and initial material orders how-to guide for more information. The Idaho SDE uses this file to make an initial materials order and orders pre-ID student labels. Coordinators can view a student's assigned mode of administration in two places. The first place is under the ELS Student Summary List in ELMS. Coordinators will see a column marked as Access Setup and can view the student's test mode and/or edit the test mode by selecting the Edit button. Coordinators will see Paper, Online, Braille U, Braille C, or Alternate. Coordinators can also view the mode of administration by downloading the WIDA AMS pre-ID file from the District Reports header. The mode of administration will be submitted by the Idaho SDE after November 16, 2020, so it is imperative that student information is checked and verified on or before November 16th. This slide is a continuation of how to verify an English learner's mode of administration and accommodation assignment in an Excel worksheet format. Coordinators should look at the column AX to verify the mode of administration. Column AX will have a P for paper, an O for online, and a blank for kindergarten testers and alternate testers. If students are assigned an alternate test form, the AX column will be blank and the AZ column will have a Y indicated. If a Y is present within the columns AF through AU, means that a student has been assigned a specific Access test accommodation. Scheduling is very important when preparing for the Access. The test window will open on January 25th, 2021 and end on March 5th, 2021. This means that districts have 6 weeks to test all their English learners in the 4 language domains of reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Coordinators are encouraged to review the specific scheduling guidance in the Test Administrator's Manual and District and School Test Coordinator Manual. Access requires the reading and listening domains to be completed first so that an appropriate writing and speaking tier can be assigned. It is advisable to plan for possible schedule disruptions and to have an alternate schedule in case students are not able to test on a particular day. The last portion of this presentation is to impart some best practices and helpful tips to keep in mind when planning and overseeing the Access administration. To increase the likelihood of recording a speaking response that truly reflects a student's speaking proficiency, it is advised that teachers give ELs multiple opportunities to practice recording oral responses using the headsets used on the testing day. The more practice a student has speaking into a microphone, the less chance the recording apparatus will influence a student's response quality. When testing materials arrive in January, it is always good to inventory the materials before they are checked out and delivered to the individual site locations. This will decrease the possibility of testing materials disappearing. In December, district test coordinators are encouraged to verify that all tested administrators have been certified and/or recertified to Proctor Access. Access recertification is mandatory for the 2020-2021 test administration. Coordinators can verify who has completed the certification or recertification for Access by selecting the Account Management Training Status tile in the WIDA Secure portal. It is best practice to print the test administrator certificates and keep them on. For technical assistance or for specific WIDA screener or access-related questions, you may contact the WIDA Client Service Center, DRC Customer Service, or me, the ELPA Coordinator at the Idaho State Department of Education. Thank you for joining me.